Hi there, welcome back. I'm Ian and this is Julie. We just wanted to give you a 6-month update because it's been 6 months now since we started everything. Where we are at now, what we've finished and the plans ahead, mainly with the build of our container home. But just first, we just wanted to explain why we changed our name from France Contained to Homesteading Uncontained.
Seeing as we live in France and we're planning on building a house using shipping containers, we just naturally thought it was a good idea to call the channel France Contained. It made sense at the time.
But we didn't envisage the biggest pandemic the world has ever known, where France has been contained for the last 12 months.
And that's been the biggest search word, France Contained, and everything that comes up is all to do with COVID-19. Everything, you scroll through pages and pages, so you'll never see our title. So we thought, oh my gosh, it's about time we did something and changed it.
So hence Homesteading Uncontained, and that combines all our homesteading adventures that we're going to review now, and our future plans for the container house. If you are new to the channel, 6 months ago we set out to build our tiny homestead and also plan our off-grid container house. We've been in the tourist industry, that's the reason why we're in the French Pyrenees, and we run a running holiday business in France, Italy, Spain. But as everybody knows, when the pandemic hit, all of that stopped. So our last paying clients were September 2019.
So during lockdown we had a lot of time to sit and think about what we could do to keep ourselves occupied, and it got us thinking about future-proofing ourselves for post running the business anyway. And there's only so many kilometres and mountains left in our knees. So we've been serious. We've got to start thinking about post what we do now, and this has been a great opportunity and time off to start planning and starting the motions of putting things into action.
We had to think what we have, and we have 2 acres of land already, and that is for our little old pony. So it's just pasture land, and we may as well produce something on it, and that's for us in the future, but also for our clients. When they come back, they can be eating fresh eggs from our chickens that are surrounding us all now. They can eat vegetables from our Polytunnel, salad, tomatoes, everything. So it's not just for us, although we want to be self-sufficient. It combines both. It combines our current lifestyle with our business, but our future lifestyle when we basically go onto our new off-grid property and hopefully run a small market garden. We don't know yet, it's still up in the air. We've got to practice. This year is all about practice. So talking about our off-grid property, it's been a bit of a delay at the moment. We didn't want to rush it because we had to find the money to buy a little plot of land. As you know from our previous videos, and I'll put those links in the description, we were going to buy a plot in a village called Tiburon, and we put the planning in, we met with the mayor, and we put the offer in, but we are glad that she would not accept just a deposit. She wanted the full amount there and then, and it was quite a lot of money. We weren't ready, we didn't have the money. But while looking at all last summer, during lockdown, when we could actually go more than 1 kilometre from the house, we found another plot just up the road. It's near enough walking distance from where we are now. It's walking distance from our son, and it's just around the corner from the future school of our grandchildren. So it's a perfect little plot, and it's half the price. And we're sort of ready to go with that now. We're raring to go, but it's with the notaire, the French lawyers, and it's just dragging along. There's no problems with it. It's just slow. It's just slow.
They're slower than what we were expecting it to be. We thought it'd be a lot quicker than this, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's a blessing in one way.
Yeah, there's no rush. I can take my time with the planning. So all of it's going ahead. Again, in past videos, you've seen us digging holes to get the septic tank test done. We've had the all the heating and the sort of insulation, all of that. We have the certificates for those for the planning. We've just got to wait now to actually sign the land document to say we will be the owners before we can put the planning in. So it is something different. We are going for a container house. I'm hoping it will be approved. They don't need to know it's a container house underneath the facade and the tiles, but we might have a problem. We're within 500 meters of an ancient castle,
Big
so
chateau.
there's a little bit of umming and ahhing there, but keep following us, follow along on our story, and you'll see whether we get a yes or a no, and whether we fight it and
Battle
go
them
for
with
it.
garlic and onions.
That's right.
Give it us.
So as I said earlier, we're 6 months in now. We started last September, October time. Our goal was to be growing by this season, and I think we have. We've met that goal. We put up a lot of hard infrastructure. You've seen the polytunnel, the compost bins.
It's been hard work.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've got there now. I'm super proud of what we've
Yeah.
managed to do. Yeah.
we can sit back now and wait for those tomatoes and cucumbers and squashes, all that to grow, while we now progress with the container home build. So we'll just take you through. We started off right at the beginning with the field entrance. Now you think because it was our pasture for our pony that it would all be clear, but we cleared all of the spiky bushes, got rid of some self-growing trees, and got the entrance so we could actually get in there with a car, van, or our new little tractor that we've got since all this began. So we went ahead also with fencing the area around the homestead, around the growing area. We could have just put up an electric wire to stop the horse coming in and munching everything.
But we went ahead and put cattle fencing, grid metal fencing. So that means our 2 little miniature dash hounds can be in there with us, and we don't have to worry about them pottering off into fields never to be seen again.
We also put up a galvanised gate. I was going to make a wooden gate, but it's just too heavy for the expanse we had. So we got a fenced off area, a nice entrance into the field, and then we needed basically a place for our pony. Traditionally he's been using a tree that's in the corner of our plot, but because we fenced it all off he couldn't get to that, and also where the water was. So we had an old carport stored away in at our current house that we were going to put up. It's been there for about 5 years. We decided to use that as our field shelter, so we put up the structure.
Yeah, and closed it all in. It's all nice and secure, so when we go away he has somewhere to go.
Yeah.
Plus we've moved the water point.
Yeah, so we used the roof of the field shelter, put it into his water barrel, so he's self-sufficient with water there.
And started planning where we wanted to put the polytunnel hoop house and all our no-dig beds.
Yeah, we went no dig. We watched a lot of YouTube videos about market gardening and homesteads, and the big consensus which we just snapped onto straight away was the no dig. We didn't want to go tilling all of this soil, and we have access, which we found out luckily just afterwards. We have access to so much compost.
Yeah, the local authority, they have a place a little away from where we are, but they produced bio certified compost, and it's €20 a tonne, and we get a tonne each time we go with the trailer, and that's how we did it.
And all our pathways and everything are wood chip. Just happens our son had, they must have been 50-60 metre tall fir trees in his garden, getting a bit dangerous, so he had those chopped down and all the branches were chopped up, and we still have piles and piles of wood chip that we go and collect.
So we profited from all the leftovers, and we've been collecting for our pathways.
Yeah, so we have loads of cardboard, free cardboard, loads of cheap compost, and lots of free wood chips. So that was the start of our no-dig adventure, basically.
And also necessary to have somewhere for compost and to be able to make our own compost. So Ian designed a 3-bay compost, rotational compost section, and luckily another big win for us, again saving some money. The village, all the wooden telegraph poles were taken down because everything's been put underground now, and the guys were more than happy to let us have all the telegraph poles. So that's what basically formed the main
We use those as
structure.
the uprights for the structure, yeah.
Yeah, and the roof on and again the roofing that we put on the compost bins, that's been here forever and a day because it was part of the carport which we were never going to use. We totally forgot we had it, so we reused that.
All of that, other than sweat, screws and a bit of electricity to charge my batteries, we got all reclaimed, so that was pretty good. And about 4 years ago we were offered a polytunnel hoop house, basically just the hoops, the metal hoops, by a relative of our son's girlfriend. So dead cheap, €10 a section. And so we had 9 meters, so that was 7 sections, €70 for a 9-meter hoop house. We didn't realize how much more there was involved in building a hoop house. We do now. So we spent a lot of time, and probably 3 or 4 episodes, building this hoop house.
Oh,
But
that was a major undertaking, the plastic.
It's fantastic now though. It's full of all our little plants.
Yeah.
That was our biggest
Goal.
goal and the biggest achievement, I think, other than the other infrastructure. But the polytunnel was the biggest one.
We forgot, if you look between us, this is something, we love chickens and we thought we could never have them doing what we do, but yeah.
They're fantastic.
We fell in love with these 6 little girls, and I wish you could see them. They're sitting down on the floor next to me.
They won't leave us alone. As soon as we walk in, they're with us.
Yes.
Everywhere we go.
They're just they're ridiculously friendly. But the chicken house, that was another big build that we did.
And I'm quite happy with that. There was a few failures with my automatic door, but we've also reused that. So we've got to put up an electric fence in the field to try and persuade Tyson, our little pony, to go into his field shelter. So I'm using all the solar and the battery that I originally used for the chicken coop onto that. So it's not all wasted. We did go ahead and buy a purpose-built chicken door in the end. But,
He gave in.
Yeah, I gave in. But it works perfectly. And the chickens, we have 6 of them. They're all reclaimed. They're all they're all ex-battery hens, or not battery hens, but
they came from a rather large
farm.
flock.
Yeah, and
They were a bit scabby.
a bit tatty.
Oh,
yeah.
when we got them home, I looked at them and I just thought, I don't want an egg out of their bums. They didn't look very pretty.
But after about 2 months, they've fluffed up. They as
Oh,
I said,
they're
they can't.
beautiful. Their little wattles, or whatever you call them, they were quite anemic looking when we got them. Now, bright red, they're beautiful.
So, yep, we have 6 chickens, and they're all laying now. We sort of average 5 a day, but that's plenty enough, and we're always giving them away already. So, yeah, we're happy with that. So we've got food growing, we've got plenty of eggs. The next project is water self-sufficiency on the plot of land, on the 2 acres. And that will be in the coming up videos. So we already have our IBC water containers. I've just got to plumb those in, so that will feed our irrigation system that we have in the polytunnel and on our no-dig beds. So we just wanted to give you that update and basically an introduction to anybody who's new to the channel.
Yeah.
So are we looking forward to the next 6 months? It's still going to be a quiet season here in the Pyrenees. We're hoping for some clients at the end of August, September, but we don't do anything in the winter anyway. So we make our living purely in the summer. So if we don't have a summer, that's it for the whole year. So plenty of time to plan the container home, plenty of time to work on that infrastructure, although we do need the funds for that. So we do need a good season next year in 2022. So it's a long time away, but we thought 2021 was a long time away, but we're here now, and had a great time doing it.
We've run into a few mistakes along the way, which naturally you do. A few things haven't quite worked out. I've learned that I was too eager and keen to sow my seeds and got caught out by a late frost here, which wiped everything out, so I started again. So that's something to learn from for next year. But other than that, we're happy with what we're doing and like you to join us.
Yep, so please just hit that subscribe button. We're nearly at that 100 mark, so in 6 months it'd be great to get 100. And it's great. We love having you along with us, and it makes us think about everything we do.
We're not the most overly serious couple doing things. We have a giggle while we're doing this, whether you see it or not. We spend a lot of time laughing, so much so that I get edited out a lot. Anybody that knows me would know that.
But luckily I have bought her some furniture for the Polytunnel.
I was getting worried what I was going to say then.
So she can sit over in the Polytunnel all day, every day.
Oh, he splashed out and bought me a fold-up chair. You're the best, right?
So as I said, click that like, please hit the subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
We're still here, having fun. See you next time in the next video.